What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction. I fast forwarded through a good bit of this, and I listened to some of this interview that Carlos King did with Claudia Jordan. And honestly, I was interested to hear what she had to say, but it's just really hard for me to listen to Carlos's voice. It really is hard, but I will give him the credit. He gets the interviews. He talks to the people that sometimes it's like it's something trending and you really want to hear what's going on. And we've talked about the TGIF blow up over the past couple of weeks that happened, that really just the detonation of it all was the roast that Armand Wiggins did of Al Reynolds for his birthday. Well, we don't know if TGIF is coming back or not. And I actually yesterday was listening to Al. He was talking about how he has been over in, I believe he said he's in Greece, and they found out that he has a blood clot, so he can't travel right now. So he's getting treatment for that to make sure he's okay before he can travel back to the States, because it is dangerous to travel with a blood clot. But he did a live. I didn't watch the live. I saw the replay, and he was allowing people to ask him questions, and some people were asking him about the show. And someone asked him, is TGIF coming back? And he said, I don't know. I hope so. Just stay tuned. Listen, I don't know if they know what's happening at this point in time, but I want to share some of what Claudia had to say in the sit-down interview. And I'm just going to pause it here and there just to kind of give my thoughts as it goes along. So I'm going to put the full video link in the description box if you want to go and check it out. But I'm starting sort of in the middle.
But it felt like I think it felt like something towards him, maybe, right? Al was with it, the producers were with it, and Funky was also made aware. We talked about it on a text. When Funky left, he left that great message. It was beautiful. I was happy, but I also was like, well, damn, come back, dude. Like, we're so close to getting in the studio. We just did a live show in Houston. We got along so good. We were in a great place with our chemistry after years of having issues, not mostly with him, but like other one, right? And then
did you catch
there was
that?
some chatter, like
it's like she's like, we had our issues here and there, not so much with Funky, but the other one. The other one is Al, right? What happened? What's really going on?
Al would have a conversation with me and tell me what he thought about Funky's departure and some of the things that was said, and then I think he would have a different conversation when he went back to Funky. Because then one day Funky called me and he's like, well, let me tell you something. I got a screenshot from Al Reynolds and this is what, and I was like, whoa, wait, hold up. And it wasn't, things just weren't matching up. And I feel like this is going to make it World War III again. But I just want to say, I think that's where it got ugly for me. And, like, I wish we would just all been on the phone at the same time.
They should have done that, because that's just messy. That two-faced stuff of, well, I heard you said this. Well, I got a screenshot that you told. Like, what? How old are these people? And I think Al was the oldest. I don't know. Shoot.
Telephone game is real. It's very easy for one little word can change the whole context of a conversation. I was upset that I wasn't really told about what was happening, because I felt like, damn, we talk about everything else. We're a team. Like, we were talking about, we should be the natural replacement for Wendy Williams. I really believe that in that hot topic space. So it was a lot of raw emotions from both of us. I did an interview. I was trying to keep it classy, but of course everyone wants to like dig and they want you to talk about this and say his name, and then it gets a little bit, left, and it can be perceived as you're being shady. It wasn't trying to, but and I believe like then he put his show on the same time as us.
Did you feel when Funky left the show and had his YouTube show on the same time as TGIF time slot, that was a slap in the face to you guys?
Yeah. On one hand, I'm like, I get it, because you're kind of now trained for that time. Like, I get it. Like, that would be the time you want to go on, like, and keep it. But I also felt like, well, even if you don't like me anymore, like, you like Al still, right? And you know, like it's competing with us. And I feel like sometimes the fans kind of get in the way. Maybe they don't mean to, but I think there was a lot of running back and forth. Like some people would literally have both monitors, like both shows going at the same time, and they would like say, "Oh, she's over there talking shit about you." So then he would react in real time, and he'd be like, "Bitch," and then I'd be like, "Wait, what?" And it was so hard to not get caught up in that. And I actually wrote him a message. I'm gonna
pause it right there. I believe every word of that because people are messy. I've seen it across the board on other platforms when people get into beef, these content creators stuff. It's just really weird. But I know that people do this because it's entertaining for them, right? It's entertaining for people to do this type of stuff. And it's not cool because when you have real people, real life situations, these were real relationships. I'm saying I believe so, right? Well, honestly, the onus is on the individuals to not really take that in and go off. Like Claudia says that Funky may have done when someone would, comment and say, "Oh, she's over there talking crap about you right now." He could have just either ignored it and disengaged and just focused on what he was doing. But yeah, he did go live at the same time they were doing it to be messy. And it wasn't just about he was used to going live at the same time because he's had his platform for years. And Funky wasn't even one you saw as one of those content creators where they were always going live. He would definitely be the pre-record queen. So much so where he would hit the button, sit down in front, record, get up. "I'll call y'all hoes later. Bye." Get up and then hit the button as he's walking away. He definitely was not the one to be recording. He definitely was the one to be recording, not to be going live. So yeah, he absolutely was going live at the same time to be shady and to say, "Look, I'll show you better than I can tell you that I don't need y'all. Y'all need me." But I do have to agree with Claudia. Okay, yeah, you may be pissed with me, but isn't Al supposedly your friend? So why would you do that to Al? But anyway, I guess what they say, all's fair in love and war, I guess. But yeah, people do stuff like that in terms of, "Oh, she's talking crap about you. Oh, he's talking about you over there on his channel, Claudia." People like that type of stuff because that's why people sit and they watch boxing matches and wrestling and all of that other stuff. They love to watch people fight. It's entertainment.
Actually read it to you since we're doing this, right? Because I just want the truth to be out. And I just want to say this. We had magic, and I loved what we had. Even when we were mad at each other, we still had good shows. And Funky was the one, I will say, that would be the most willing to... I hate when mom and dad are fighting, meaning me and Al. So he would want to, guys, I just feel... And I love that he didn't have the ego to, not... Some people I ain't saying nothing to that, but... No, he did do that. And I got to give him props for that because not everyone could do that. He would be the bigger person a lot of times and be the one that would be like, "Let's talk," And sometimes he would tell me stuff like, "You know what, I'm tired of it. You don't know why this person's mad. Well, this is what happened." And I'd be like, whoa, wrong. If there's a lot of telephone game happening.
It sounds to me like, and I want you to read that too. It sounds to me like, and you tell me if I got this wrong. You and Funkydineva had a great relationship. Like any professional relationship, you have your ups and downs, right? The people on The View are very vocal about we have good days and bad days, but in the end, we make great shows. Was Funky being led by Al, and I want to get to that later, to create a problem within the two of you?
All right, I'm going to pause it right there. Listen, she and Funky, I guess they're cordial, but they're not friends. But she's insinuating that Al was using Funkydineva as an instigator. And this, like I said, is just really weird to me because earlier in the interview, she talked about how TGIF came to be, and she said that she and Al were friends. So I really am interested to know what happened.
I don't really have proof.
You don't have proof, but your instinct, because when he talks about a chamber, and I'm like, what did Claudia Jordan do to Funky for him to react that way? So for me,
I mean, I got this beautiful message from him, and then it was like, I'm the enemy, you know?
So you don't even know where it comes from. Meaning proof.
And I know, I know the narrative after this is going to be, she's always a victim and she never knows. No, there's a disconnect there, you know? Here's a message I want to share. January 6th, FYI.
Not January 6th, honey.
When you guys' contract was up, I would be open to the three of us going somewhere that's going to actually pay us, creating the podcast where we retain the money. And I was like, I thumbed up the comment. Like,
who made that comment?
Funky.
Okay.
And I'm like, good. That means the door is still open. It was a financial thing. That shows you that it wasn't a beef thing with us. That's a financial issue. He has every right to want my money. We all should have had raises. Now, let me tell you, they went from $1,000 a week to $2,000 a week to $5,000 a week. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. When it was 2 shows a week, there was like a little bump, like, instead of $1,000, it was like $1,250. So it ended up being like an extra, the day rate was a little higher. Mm-hmm. But then when I went to 5 days a week, the day rate went back to $1,000, but you had more days. So technically, yeah, he's right. The day rate went down, but you got more money overall.
You got paid $1,000
an episode
per episode, so $5,000 a week essentially.
Yeah, $1,000 an hour. And I will say I did see where he has been positive. I heard he said stuff about me, but I try to like not go look at it because I know I'm going to react and it makes it worse. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to not. So, recently I saw Hollywood Unlocked posted, like a birthday picture of me, like in a bathing suit, and he put flames, and then people were like, oh, y'all cool? And he's like, I never, he was like, I just don't like messy stuff, but yeah, like I'm giving props what props is due. So I was like, that's good. That's positive. And then I went on his page, and he had posts up about what funny moments that I give that you think would be good for a reel. So I was like, to extend an olive branch also, I wanted him to see me showing love too publicly. And I said, listen, any one of your days on TGIF would be perfect for a reel. You came with it every single time, and you're dope at what you do. And I hope we can like this doesn't cause more.
You said nothing bad about him.
I know, but every time I say nothing bad about someone, it still gets twisted.
Well, I hope not, because that's not why you're here. You know what I mean? And that's why I had to say publicly, you two are my friends. And to y'all credit, y'all never say anything bad about each other. To me, I checked in on him. Mm-hmm. I check in on you, and it's never been anything shady or negative. I think what happens is this. I got caught up once in people commenting on my live YouTube, Dr. Simone called you a blogger, and I'm like, nah! Right. Without really digesting it first, seeing it. She and I are great now, but I know what it's like to get caught up in stuff.
Listen, that was just Carlos King being in his ego, because he is a blogger. I mean, I'm not saying that's all he is, but if you're a blogger, you're a blogger.
Listen, emotions are raw, and I'm sure. I honestly think that he didn't want to go. I think it was like I felt like that was negotiation. Like, listen, I'm gonna go for it. Like, I'm leaving, and then you're gonna come after me. And I wish they would have. I wish we had the money to do that, because I think he was great. He was definitely the hot sauce in the recipe. He really was. That chemistry is undeniable. It will never be replaced. We can do a different version of the show, but it's never gonna be the same as what we had. Like, the way he kept Al in check, like he could call him out on stuff, and Al wouldn't get sensitive with him, but he gets sensitive with everybody else. But he didn't get sensitive with Funky. Like, it was like they had this relationship that grew on the show. They didn't know each other before this. And like the way, like sometimes I'd side with Al, sometimes I'd side with Funky, and sometimes like it would be different combinations of agreeing, and it worked. Now it's just more of a tit for tat. I'm mad at you, so I'm not going to agree with you, and it just got different now. It's not the same,
I will say I agree with that, and. Listen, different people, different dynamics. But I could be wrong. You can let me know what you think. But to me, it really sounds like she's insinuating that Al Reynolds was the monkey wrench in the Claudia, funkydineva, Quentin Latham relationship. Because, I mean, think about it. Claudia and Funky are not friends like that. She says, we're not friends, but I'm cordial with him and I don't hate him. And then she says she and Al are not friends, but Al, I mean, we know the show is not on right now, but Al was still working with Claudia And then Al says that he and Funky are friends and they still talk. And on the video that I just watched of his on yesterday, he said, yeah, me and Funky, we're friends. We talk all the time. And he even referenced the phone call when he called Funky while he was on live. And he said, yeah, I mean, we talk all the time. Like, y'all heard when I called him when he was on live, and he started laughing about it. So I'm not even going to lie to you guys. My personal opinion, and it doesn't matter. I, of course, have no dog in this fight. Literally. I may have, some my thoughts about Claudia and how she's handled some things when it comes to her, telling her side of the story, or how she's handled some stuff or whatever. But I kind of feel like she might be on to something when it comes to Al and these, situations. Now, I'm not going into the Rose situation. I'm not talking about that. But I personally feel like something deeper happened that we don't know anything about. And although it may not be our business, I definitely will be interested in knowing what really happened. Because I get it. They're coworkers. Not everyone that you work with you're going to be friends with. But because of the way it started, and she said that they were all friends, and now she's like, she doesn't like Al? What happened? But yeah, you could be coworkers with people, work with them, not like them, but for the sake of the end, you justify the means by faking it on the camera, acting like you get along. So I don't know. Guys, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.